men who eat bananas.
Yes, we are. Today's episode is another trilogy. And yeah, I'm really happy with all these trilogies. I can't tell you how great it is to have to sit and watch 3 or 4 episodes to get one review.
Back to back.
Jesus Christ. Over and over again. Well, we're almost done with the marathon of things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, today is Water War.
And what a war it was.
Gungan Attack. And Prisoners. Okay. Let me begin by saying I didn't like this arc much at all. Of the arcs they've done, I don't know if I can think off the top of my head a worse one, but it's not great. The main what you get out of it is, as I say, I'm in it for the Jedi and the growth and see how they evolve and change. And one of the things is that there's a young prince named Buffoon, and his father was assassinated, and he has to learn to be a leader.
And nobody wants him to be leader at the beginning.
Yeah, so
and then not Admiral at this time, but Akbar himself was like, "You gotta stand up, kid.
Yeah.
Stand up for your rights. Show him how to be a leader." And then by the end, he's like, "I'm a leader," and everyone's like, "Yeah, we definitely respect you now."
Yeah, that's pretty much how it worked out. It's a fight between the Separatists and the Republic, like everything in the show. Obviously, it's Clone Wars. So it's not a big surprise.
So the Squidbillies and the Shark people are like, "No, we're not going to support the Octopus Heads," and the Octopus Heads are like, "Look, that you're going to fight with us or fight against us," and then the Shark and Squidbillies pull out this secret weapon of jellyfish. Like, it's pretty crazy that like the tanks of the underwater are these giant jellyfish, which is pretty outrageous. But in the end, the Squidbillies turned on the shark guy, and all that was left was just that shark dumbass.
One part that was interesting is that, obviously George Lucas did it, but George Lucas has done other films, like
Rogue.
Before Star Wars, he also did what?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he also did Star Wars. Jaws.
Yeah.
So the shark main bad guy in the film in this trilogy dies exactly the way that happened in Jaws, which is interesting. Whereas he's coming at the guy's and he can't, no matter how much he can't kill him. He's too powerful, and it's shooting this explosive that destroys him, and then you see all the bits of him, and then all the sound. It's the same scene. It's almost shot for shot the same scene. So it's nice, I guess. And there you go. And he makes the same sound, which again, a sound of the truck going over. Again, another earlier film from Lucas, which was what was it called? It was from the 70s, where he had this insane truck guy who was following this other guy, and it was a really good film. I can't remember the name of it, but I can look it up. And
are you thinking of a Stephen King one?
No, Stephen King's crap. And the truck eventually goes over the cliff, and he makes this sound like he's died. The shark, like the truck is dying. Same sound was exactly the same one used in Jaws, and it's kind of used this one used too. It's interesting, and it's from that movie. It's a one-word title. Duel. Duel. D-U-E-L. Duel. You see a Duel? You ever saw Duel?
I have seen that.
So remember the truck goes over, makes that sound.
Yep. That's
Duel. That was a great film. Anyway, it's a little bit about Duel.
And this is not a great film.
So anyway, it's a 2. They had some interesting bits, but one, I felt so disinterested in this entire plot line because I don't care about fighting underwater. It doesn't work well at all, and I just didn't like it, and I don't care about this young king's. You have to care about the characters in the story. The job of the storyteller is to make you care. Okay, that's the job of the storyteller. That's the main job. Maybe bigger than any other job, because if you don't care, it doesn't matter what message they're trying to send you. Okay? Or whatever. If you don't care about the characters, it doesn't matter. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the Jedi, but I didn't care about the characters that populate this water world. I don't care. And then you bring the Gungans in like there's something that's going to make it better for me.
They're all cheering, and they got sticks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good. Now we don't have to die.
Yeah,
They
but
can just die.
but it's like we're gonna bring them in. It's like, well, that's gonna make it much better. I'm thrilled now the Gungans are in there. So anyway, so I thought it was it was alright. It's 2 for 5 because they had some nice little pits, but I mean I was just sitting there bored and disinterested. And I can't quite say I said that about any other Star Wars episode, of the Clone Wars episodes. That I was I mean, I haven't heard ones I didn't like, but I was kind of disengaged. So anyway, that's why I'd review it.
I feel like the point of the arc is to introduce these characters that they're either going to come back to, or they're going to show that they have an incredible influence on. And this had neither. It had a shark and it had a king, and most likely, obviously, at the end of the arc, you're not going to see either one of them again. They are doing this whole Civil War thing to death. You know, they travel to a planet, they fix it, and the Jedi will get a resource out of it. And for this one, it's just, we've united the water people. Well, great, what's that going to do? Probably nothing, because they can't really do much outside of the water. They can build these immense networks that they're destroying by themselves, and the shark people are just crushing them through. But at the end of the day, you've got a character that isn't that intimidating. I mean, a shark is scary as himself, of course. Like, if you're underwater, a shark is scary as hell. But once he's on land, I mean, what's he gonna do? Nothing. So that's why I give it a 2 out of 5. They brought in Padme, and she's there for no real good reason. There's this one laughable part where Anakin's like doing something and he like needs his helmet, and she goes, "Good, I'm gonna go find the king now." And everyone's like, "Okay, sure, why not? Like, go for it. It doesn't really matter." And I feel like that's what this whole episode was. They had time to kill. They needed to create an original character, and all they could think of was, what if a Sith was a shark? And that's what they had for the best villain.
And he wasn't a very good villain.
No, he wasn't Asajj Ventress. He wasn't like the Maul Juggernaut.
He was very much a cartoon cutout bad guy who you knew was gonna get it in the end.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know. So, yeah. So that's what do you give it?
2 shark people out of 5.
2 out of 5. Yeah, that's about it. Alrighty, well, folks, this has been it. Have a good day.
You did like this episode.
I did.